Ladies and gentlemen, here on this stream, we love to slander Ubisoft. For those unaware, they've been financially struggling, mainly because they've been putting out a lot of open world slop, with their only recent success being Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Assassin's Creed Shadows. Those have been selling well, but a lot of their other games haven't. Like Star Wars Outlaws was a flop. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually quite the accomplishment to nab up the Star Wars IP and nobody bought that. I didn't think it was possible, but Ubisoft did it. That fucking Avatar game was ass too. Rainbow Six Siege, I don't even know what the fuck that shit is. They got Goku running around with an M16 and shit. I don't know. They just been putting out a lot of bad stuff. And unfortunately, they've fallen on financial dyers. Recently, they just got bought out by Tencent for a few billion. So Tencent has a major stake in them. Basically, they're poor. At least I thought that they were poor until I saw this article. Unless Tencent opened up their wallet, because ain't no way Ubisoft paid for this shit. Maybe Ubisoft isn't poor? Ubisoft acquires Amazon Games Montreal team, marking the return of Rainbow Six Siege director. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm curious if they acquired this team because it's based in Montreal and they're a bunch of French people. They were like, oh, maybe we'll get those French guys on our team. No terms of the deal have been. Oh, Ubisoft is acquiring the team behind an upcoming MOBA. I was ready to give Ubisoft a W, but I was like, oh, maybe they're not poor. You guys bought a studio that's making a MOBA from Amazon. The publisher, the company that has not, friendly reminder, Amazon's put out like 5 games. None of them have been good. Shout out to Amazon. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Shout out to Amazon. They just finessed Ubisoft. They sold you some shit I guarantee you they didn't want. They sold you a studio that's working on a MOBA, and it started off as a joke, but I'm starting to believe they probably only bought this shit because they're based in Montreal. Guys, I don't know if you know Ubisoft, but MOBAs haven't been in style for like 10 years. The only one that's still going is League of Legends. But anyway, let's keep reading. It's announced which will see the original creative director of Rainbow Six Siege return to the publisher 6 years after he left. Oh, maybe that's why. So it's like a friendship thing. No terms of the deal have been disclosed, but the move will see Ubisoft obtain the rights of the upcoming MOBA game, March of Giants. I've never heard of this, which began closed alpha testing on PC earlier this year. Has anybody heard of this? Has anybody played it in the chat? And its entire development team will join the company. As part of the agreement, Amazon will provide Ubisoft with marketing support for March of Giants on Twitch. Y'all never heard of this? You're gonna hear it. Because the one thing we know that's a part of the agreement of when this game launches, Amazon will give them money to advertise it. So expect it to have a media blitz sometime in 2026, probably. March of Giants creative director is, this name is awful, by the way. Guys, you want to hop on some March of Giants? No. Creative, I can't stress enough how important branding and names are. That's why I said, like, yo, Naughty Dog, Intergalactic Heretic Prophecy. Just call it the Heretic Prophecy. That name is too fucking long. This is a terrible name. March of the Giants. Creative director is Xavier Marquise, who led development on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. The game's production leader is Alexandra Pizarro, is another former Ubisoft leader, having served as MD of its Toronto studio. This is the trailer for the game. We'll check it out in a second. This dropped 3 months ago. I never saw this. In a statement, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot welcomed Marquise and old dude back to the company and said that their return would be proven expertise in the building globally successful competitive and live games to Ubisoft. That's right. I do remember an article saying Ubisoft wants more live service games like Rainbow Six Siege. Makes sense why they bought this, actually. Shout out to Ambu with the sub. According to the press release, their team will become part of a future creative house, which are the new divisions Ubisoft is organizing its teams within. March of Giants has a real opportunity to bring something fresh and dynamic to players and to help Ubisoft compete in one of gaming's biggest arenas, said the CEO. We're looking forward to welcoming back Alexander, Xavier, and many of the seasoned March of Giants team who have previously worked at Ubisoft, and the entire team's ambition, creativity, and talent align perfectly with our desire to build bold new experiences for players. I gotta call a cap on that. I'm gonna keep saying this until I die. Friendly reminder for those unaware, a lot of the team, the 30 people that made up the team that made Expedition 33, Sandfall Interactive is the name of the studio. They were former Ubisoft devs who were being stifled creatively, so they left and made their own studio. Ubisoft could have had Expedition 33 in their portfolio. So it's very fascinating to me that the CEO said we wanted to create a unique. I'm not gonna hold you. If Expedition 33 was in Ubisoft's portfolio, Ubisoft would have been back. Their trajectory would have been going. You guys could have had Game of the Year. Instead, you let that walk away. So for the CEO to be like, "Oh, we want to harvest creativity," no, you don't. You want to harvest that live service game is what you want to harvest. We look forward to supporting them as they shape the future of this promising new IP. Marquis said in his own statement, returning to Ubisoft brings things full circle. We built some of the most meaningful work here, and we're excited to continue developing March of Giants from within Ubisoft. This game has enormous potential, and I know Ubisoft can help us take it to the next level. The other person said, my thanks goes to Amazon for the commitment during the first chapters of March of Giants. Our closed alpha was an important milestone and showed a glimpse of the game's real promise. Now, by joining Ubisoft, we're uniting behind a shared vision to build a March of Giants into one of the next great enduring MOBAs. Bro, the next great enduring MOBA? There's no enduring MOBAs beside League of Legends and maybe Dota 2. And I'm not gonna lie, only in my opinion, League of Legends is the only MOBA that's in the zeitgeist. Like, oh, people still play that shit. People still play Dota 2, but like, is it in the conversation? Not really. What is he taught? Yeah, nobody cares about fucking MOBAs, bruh. I looked up the player count for Predecessor a couple weeks ago. It had like 1,000 people playing it. And it's a good game, but it's just like MOBAs that was 2016 Paragon came out. So it's just not what it's doing. By the way, I forgot to turn on my multi-chat so I can see both chats. Let me turn that on real quick. Want to be able to see everybody. Boom, 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 boom. I really liked For Honor, and I wish we got a sequel since nothing plays like it. I would take a For Honor sequel. I feel that. Who's still playing Smite? Nobody. That shit crashed and burned. I remember some of you in the chat was trying to hype it. You gonna play Smite 2? What the fuck was in Smite 2 that warranted the 2? I'm not gonna lie, Smite 2 deserved the same work that fucking Overwatch 2 got. There was nothing in that game but slightly better visuals, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. The number? Hell nah. Okay. So let's check out this trailer because I've never seen, at least I don't, oh my God, just from the still alone. I don't know, chat. I don't know. Oh boy. This looks like a fucking RTS. We turn the visuals up. 1080p is all you got? March of Giants. Montreal game. Looking a little full sale. A free-to-play 4v4 war MOBA.
We got our orders. Remember why we fight. Glory eternal. Unleash your beast.
Sensory storm comes to play.
As they charge the town castle. Charge!
Looks like giants can be killed.
I don't even want to look at this anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Very rarely will you hear me say this on stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and make the prediction. DOA. This game's DOA. It's DOA for a couple reasons. I'm not gonna just shit on. I'm actually gonna articulate why I think it's DOA. First and foremost, the trend of MOBAs was over. It's over. It's not 2016. That's the first thing it has going against it. So it has a fight. It's fighting an uphill battle because extraction shooters are in style right now. And BRs, BRs aren't super popular, but they still have some motion. Like they're on the, I would say BR games are like NBA superstar on the tail end of their career. Like LeBron right now. Like LeBron's still a solid player in the NBA, but he's not the Heat LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. Like it still's got some motion. But MOBAs, that shit is dead. That's one thing it's got working against it. Yeah, they've plateaued. The second thing I would say that it's got working against it is, I'm not gonna lie, This game looks very intensive for PC. So like this looks like a mix between an RTS and a MOBA game. And I say RTS because look at all the minions that are on the screen. Usually with MOBAs, there's like a lane of 5 or 6 minions running up, but it's like hundreds of shit all over the fucking screen. And then on top of that, you got the main characters, you got the towers shooting, and all these characters are shooting. This reminds me of an RTS. And for those who have never played an RTS, if you're not aware, those are some of the most graphically intensive games that you can play on PC. You usually need a top-end PC to get the full experience with like an RTS style game. So because there's so many moving pieces on the screen, plus explosions and stuff like that, I predict, although it's free to play, you're probably gonna need a high-end PC to run this shit. And that could shoot it in the foot. This game looks like it's making the same mistakes Sega's Hyenas did. Yeah, I don't. And then on top of that, the third thing it has going for it, I'm not saying if you want a MOBA to work in 2025, you got to do something different, bro. This fucking looks like a mix between League of Legends and Civ 7. Like, which is a crazy combination, but it does. It does. It doesn't look like it's doing anything crazy or new. Like, I remember the first time I seen fucking Paragon, I was like, yo, this camera angle is crazy. The verticality, I've seen this shit before. They're just meshing a bunch of different stuff. That is different, though. It's not different enough. It's not different enough. I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. Yeah, the characters aren't interesting enough. I don't really see it. And then Amazon sold the studio too. Like, if y'all think if Amazon really believed in this game, they would sell it, and then they sold it to Ubisoft of all places, right? You know, Amazon like to make money, right? It stands for real time strategy, RTS. It's like Warcraft, StarCraft type shit. Yeah, Total War. My bad. That's what I meant to say. It looks like Total War mixed with League of Legends. And maybe what's the temperature on this? Somebody's actually interested. This MOBA actually I stand corrected. Maybe the StarCraft nerds will like it. I don't usually get invested in MOBAs, but I'm genuinely interested. Okay. I could be wrong. The comments said they fucking with it, bro. It is going to need some promotion though, because it only has 42,000 views 3 months into the trailer being out. Nah, it's bots. You think it's bots? Yeah, I don't know. They could be genuinely interested. It'd be one of those ones where maybe I got a blind spot. Amazon bought it. Y'all gotta chill, man. Y'all gotta fucking chill. So yeah, that's Ubisoft. Apparently they're not that poor. I don't think Ubisoft bought this company. I think Big Daddy Tencent, they opened their wallet. Ubisoft ran to the CCP and they said, "Oh, Xi Jinping, please, Daddy Xi Jinping, could you please pay for this for us? The studio has some of my friends." He said, whatever you need. Yeah, Sugar Daddy Tencent, because you guys are fucking poor. I know y'all didn't pay for this shit. I thought this was cool. It came across my For You page. I thought maybe somebody might be interested in it. It is a 32-player top-down battle royale game called Scramble Knights. People are basically calling it Zelda Battle Royale. Let's check out the trailer. No, not Wind Waker. It's more like Link to the Past. Yeah, Link's Awakening type shit. My question for this game would be like the depth in the combat. Like, what's the depth? Like, if it's just basic hot swings, I feel like this could be fun for a little bit, but it could get old pretty quickly if there's not enough depth to the combat. Who's the target audience? Somebody in the chat just said they play it. Yeah, it's basically Zelda BR. gonna get messed up by a meta. Like every multiplayer game. If they put it on the iPhone, I would play it. Now you're talking. Yeah, hey, devs, if y'all ever see this, I think that's a good idea. Like, put it on PC, but put it on mobile as well for crossplay. This would actually work well, I think, for mobile. Scramble Knights Royale. 26 might be the best year for gaming in a long time. It is going to be. I thought 25 was one of the best years, and 26 might be even better. That's why that video was crazy earlier to me when he was like, oh, 2026 is going to be a trash year for gaming. Y'all motherfuckers don't play no games, bro. I don't know what y'all talking about. Why Sengun? Why he trending? Hold up, chat. I got him on my fantasy. Why Sengun trending? Alpha Sengun live to Amin Thompson, bro. What the fuck did I just see? Oh, they going crazy. That's what I like to see. NBA distraction. That is a crazy pass. That is a crazy pass. Need that. Need that. I know my fantasy team going crazy. Let me check my fantasy real quick, chat. I got Sangoon on my team. That's why I had to look real quick. I was like, what's going on? Shout out to all my Sangooners in the chat, bro. Shout out to all my Sangooners in the chat. Oh yeah, he going crazy. He going crazy into hell. That's what we like to see. All right, anyways. Yeah, Sangoon is exactly who he thinks he is. We got new content in Arc Raiders. Cold Snap update includes the goalie Raider pack. Got a new skin. You could dress it as a goalie. You got the snowfall map conditions, one of the biggest additions, and perhaps the reason this update is dubbed the Cold Snap. It is the all-new snow map condition. This map condition coats the map in snow, which reduces visibility and adds an extra layer of fear while exploring topside. This map condition is available for Damned Battlegrounds, Buried City, Spaceport, and Bluegate. Those engaged with it are all but certain to find themselves pushed to the limit and forced to reconsider how they approach nearly every encounter. That's because in addition to the reduced visibility, players will have to contend with other raiders tracking their footsteps through the snow. That's actually pretty cool. And concerning a new mechanic that you might have not expected, frostbite. Your nipples can freeze off. The marathon video is good. Yeah, we're gonna go over it. I got that one saved too. So yeah, they added snow map for those interested. Frostbite and sheltering. Yeah, you read that right. Frostbite is nipping your toes in Arc Raiders. Anytime you dive into a snowfall map condition, this mechanic causes your health to slowly drain when exposed to the elements for too long, forcing you to find shelter indoors. This could potentially push you and other raiders who are also seeking safety, meaning a shootout is imminent, so they're trying to force fights, and one team chooses not to be friendly. If you want to survive these dreadful conditions, you have to play smart, bring more heals than ever, and keep your friends close so that you don't end up separated and slaughtered. Yo, shout out to I with the sub, appreciate it. You know what's funny? I predict people are either going to love or hate this mechanic, because the one thing that I see a lot of people say about Arc Raiders is it feels like Escape for Tarkov, but more casual. It's for people who have a job, a 9-to-5. In my opinion, this is a pretty hardcore mechanic that they're introducing into the game. So I'm curious to see how the more casual extraction shooter fans will feel now that they're introducing more hardcore mechanics. It'll be interesting how people respond to that. But I mean, Battlefield has a similar mechanic. The fan base is still bitching about it, and I'd argue Battlefield fans are pretty hardcore. Flickering Flames event. As part of the Cold Snap update, players are now also automatically enrolled into the Flickering Flames event, which contains up to 25 rewards that can be earned while playing the game. You automatically gain merits when you earn XP each round, which are then cashed in when you return to Speranza, netting you gear, cosmetic customizations, and raid tokens. They should turn it into a hub world where you could talk to people. What else we got? The Cold Snap update introduces a new project you can tackle. So basically more stuff to loot for. Blah, 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 blah. First expedition. You get some skill points, 12 statues. The main thing is the snow shit. Is this tickling y'all fancy? Any Arc Raiders players in the chat? Y'all like this update? Is this tickling y'all fancy? I've been playing the game. It'll be tough for casuals, but at the end of the day, it's optional. Okay, that's good that it's optional. You don't have to do it. But I feel like most people are gonna at least try it. I stopped playing LOL. I seen somebody in the comments in the video I uploaded today. I guess I had said on that stream that like I predict the game will plateau because it does attract a more casual audience. And the thing about the casual audience who works the 9-to-5 is, yeah, it's fun at first, but I argue months down the road, when somebody works a 12-hour shift, they don't want to come home and get robbed. For me, that shit wasn't fun. But long story short, somebody left a comment on that video that he was like, and he timestamped it. He's like, I'm not gonna hold you. He said, that's how I feel right now. He's like, I was loving it the first couple weeks. He's like, that shit is not fun. And he's like, I find myself playing less. And I was like, see, it's the psychology of the shit. Like, he's like, I want to feel like I'm always progressing. And then like, you get robbed once, it's fine. But like every day, that shit starts to get old. And it had multiple thumbs up too. So people were agreeing with him. Still has great Steam numbers. Yeah. And for now, until High Guard comes out in January, then it's over for Arc Raiders. Let me stop. I'm joking. I'm a casual multiplayer gamer, and I've already gone back to Helldivers 2. High Guard. Any fans of Dying Light? Techland is hiring for a new online experience in the Dying Light franchise. Just 3 months after launching the Beast shit. Let's see. While Techland has a storied 25-year history making all manner of games, the last decade has been defined by Dying Light. With the release of Dying Light the Beast in September, it's now 3 successful entries deep into the best zombies game series around, but it attempts to diversify took a hit earlier in the year when it canceled 2 upcoming projects mid-development. However, Techland didn't lay any employees off, instead moving them to other teams and stating it had a number of games in the pipeline. Now, we may potentially be seeing early signs of one of them, as a job posting of the developer's website mentions a new online experience in a Dying Light franchise. Translation, chat. Dying Light live service. More live service, guys. High Guard, you mean Concord too? Chill. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel bad for I kind of feel bad for the High Guard devs, bro, because they're getting mad hate. And I'm gonna be honest, most of the hate is coming from the fact that Jeff Keighley hyped that shit up, bro. It's the way the game was presented. Oh, we got one last big fucking announcement for you, bro. That should have been announced midstream at the beginning of the stream. They set that team up, and now that shit is getting hated like a motherfucker, bro. Me personally, I don't think it looks great, but I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen either. I feel indifferent about it. I'll try it because it's free. That's all I'll say. Watching the trailer separate from Jeff's hype, it looks fine. Exactly. And like, I feel bad because those developers have been working years on that game just for it to come out and get fucking review bombed. Like, I know the dev team sees the feedback and their heart probably sank, bro. The game doesn't look bad. It's just we were just super hyped up. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's really more of Jeff's fault that he hyped that shit up, and now it's the butt of every fucking joke, bro. And the thing about the internet, once it latches onto something, they're not gonna let go. Because unfortunately, people like to see shit fail. Despite scrapping those 2 games back in July, seemingly due to financial losses suffered over the course of 2024 before Dying Light the Beast arrived, Techland has maintained it's still working on new projects. The identity of those projects, though, is not officially known. While Techland did announce it was making a fantasy RPG back in 2022, it is thought to be one of the 2 games it axed in the summer. Insider Gaming also reported that one of its upcoming projects is a new entry in the Call of Juarez series, but that's all we've had until now. Among the dozens of vacancies currently at Techland's website's career page, PC Games In has spotted an opening for a lead online game designer. While all 3 games in the Dying Light series have online co-op, this position does not appear to relate to supporting that side of things. Why? The job description says that the successful candidate will define the framework and structure of a new online experience in the Dying Light franchise. Translation: live service game. In the following requirement, it describes the project as an online experience in the Dying Light universe. The job description also says that the new lead online game designer will lead their team designs through the full development cycle, from conception and prototyping through implementation and release and continuous support after launch. Translation: live service game. So I gotta ask the Dying Light fans, and I mean, this is a job listing, so this is something they're gonna do. Will the game ever come out? There's no guarantee. Games get canceled all the time, but at bare minimum, it's on the whiteboard of ideas. They want to do a live service game. The question is, you the fans, do you want a Dying Light live service game? Because I don't know what the gameplay loop would be for that. I don't want to play a game personally where I have to defend the computer against zombies. Live service zombie game, like, and then a bunch of kooky ass skins and shit. The only live service game I want to see is more from Night Rain. I feel that. Fuck no, they bugging. Dying Light has a big community, so they will make money. At bare minimum, I hope it's free to play. Make killing zombies satisfying and parkour fun on play. I'll tell you this much, if anybody from the dev team sees this, if you do take the route of an online world, like a constant online world, please put proximity chat in it. Please put proximity chat. Did you get access to the black budget yet? Nah, I didn't. That's what I would say, but at bare minimum, no, they are working on it, so don't be surprised in a couple years if they announce some type of live service Dying Light game. How many live service games have to fail before we get out of this cycle? Live service is the gaming industry's version of gambling, because I think they all think they're the one person who's gonna show up to the what's the shit called, to the casino, and they think they're gonna hit. They think they're gonna hit, which is unfortunate. Fallout Season 2 is now coming sooner than later. Prime Video's Fallout TV series will no longer release its second season on December 17th, but it hasn't been delayed. The streamer announced the Season 2 will now premiere on Tuesday, December 16th, aka tomorrow, because today is the 15th. Season 2 will now premiere on December 16th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST. There's your info. It drops tomorrow. You know we on that. I have not watched the marathon gameplay, but I know it's coming. We're gonna get to it. I mean, I have it saved. I watched one of your videos from like 5 years ago on Raycon headphones. Do you still stand by them? I don't use them anymore, but like, if you're asking me, did I like them? Yeah, they were actually legit good. If you're on a budget, they were fine. I worked out for like 2 years with those things. I did legit like them. The safest bet you can do in the gaming industry is ironically to take a risk. Real shit. The dumbest thing and I think that goes back to High Guard. High Guard failed because of two reasons. Well, the trailer's debut. Jeff hyped it up, and then I think people just have a fatigue of hero shooters. So people kind of just rolled their eyes. Oh man, another Overwatch clone. So I feel like these studios got to be a little bit more in tune with what the people want. Which takes some going back and forth with your community. Other news, Hollow Knight Silksong free expansion coming in 2026. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, more free content, not just for Expedition 33, but the biggest group of people who hate Expedition 33. Maybe this new free expansion will get them off the internet because they're not going to try any other game but Silksong. A new DLC expansion for Hollow Knight Silksong called Sea of Sorrow is officially in the works. Furthermore, it will be free and releasing sometime in 2026. That's literally it. Teaser. Okay, I have Bose headphones. Hold up. The Raycon earbuds I wouldn't compare them to like over the head Bose earphones. They're like comparable to like AirPods. Like I use them to work out, but if you're looking for like over the ear, they're not as good as those. What up, Jamerson? Yeah, I've had hero shooter fatigue for a while. I legit don't know what High Guard is. I don't either. They need to drop a dev diary explaining what exactly is the gameplay loop. Yo, shout out to Big Junior with the super chat. Off topic, but what's going on with Lords of the Fallen's dev? I seen him pop up on my For You feed on Twitter recently. I have an article saved for that. I think he said something mad horny. And then shout out to Hollow Knight for selling 7 million copies alongside millions more playing on the Game Pass. So I'd imagine at least probably 10 million have touched it. 7 million sold, but at least probably 10 million touched it because of the Game Pass. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to Silksong. I know y'all busy. Riding for y'all game on social media, shitting all over Expedition 33. But you guys have something to be proud of. You're getting free content. You sold lots of copies. You guys have a good game. Don't let an award show keep you from having fun, because at the end of the day, that's what this gaming shit is about. Fucking relax. And then last but not least, Invincible is borrowing a page, unfortunately, out of the comic book industry. They are releasing multiple covers for their game. So as you can see, when the game comes out, you will be able to buy different types of covers. I would imagine some of these covers might be rare and they might sell for a lot. You said this is cool. That's how they get you, though. That's how they get you. For those unaware, when a comic book comes out, they usually have like at least 3 to 4 different covers, and sometimes they be having like 10 plus, bro. So they're gonna have the A cover, B, C, and some are probably gonna be more rare than others. Yo, shout out to Nate with the sub. Appreciate you. I got my first PC. I'm no longer a PS5. Shout out to you getting your first PC. Big fan. Just started streaming. Only doing what I do as far as gaming. Only doing what I want to do as far as gaming, as far as genres. Any tips? I don't know. I don't know your content, so I don't have any. I can't give like a general study the market. That's what I'll say. That's like a general tip. Pay attention to formulas that are working for people, whether how people title things, but the way they edit. Same with the 2K covers. True. Never stop studying the market. I know I don't. Anyone notice that Game Pass for the last several years has had several award nominated and winning games? They don't want to talk about that part though. I think that's what makes it sad that Xbox is in such a bad position, because you can't say they're not releasing good games. For some reason, they're just having a hard time pushing. It's almost like the everywhere thing that they chose to do, putting the Game Pass everywhere, has come back to bite them in the foot. They're having hardware sales issues, but like the software is good. And to say otherwise, I feel like you're being disingenuous and you don't really play games like that. So like, no, that's facts. Game Pass fans are eating Expedition 33, Silksong, Doom, South of Midnight. Some of my favorite games that I played this year were on the Game Pass. Who hates on free games? You'd be surprised. I saw a TikTok last night. They're so mad at fucking the Silksong fans are so mad at Expedition 33. Somebody was posting early assets of Expedition 33 and saying they were reusing Unreal Engine 5 assets and calling it reused asset slop or some shit like that. I'm like, this is getting corny. This is getting Ninja Gaiden 4 is on Game Pass. I'm like, this shit is getting fucking corny. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man?